You are now tuned in to the Project 365 experience.
Yo.
Yo, let's go.
What's up, man?
Holy, hello, Jeremy.
Salut.
How are you? Oh my goodness, I'm so happy to see you, man. It's always nice for me to tap back in with my Montreal people, man. How's everything been?
Yo, it's good, man. It's good. Summer killed me though. Like the summer was wild. I had to take like a week off. Like had to go to
Yeah.
Mexico and just like, yo, no work. Didn't even bring my computer to Mexico. I was like, no.
Oh my
But yeah,
god.
yo, how's everything? Yo, I see you guys recruiting. I see you guys.
Yo, we're on the low. We reloaded on the low still.
Nah, I see you guys. I see you guys. All right.
Man, really excited to have Jeremy Malacas.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, very excited to have
It's an
Jeremy.
honor to be here. For real, for real. Like, I don't know why it took 18 episodes before it was my turn, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's about time, man. Hopefully the listeners are going to be able to feel this energy because Montreal has a lot to offer, and
Absolutely.
you have been one of the people that has been the most instrumental, I'm going to say, especially in the social media age, to be able to showcase what Montreal has to offer. So first of all, from me and the whole Montreal community, thank you for doing what you do, you and your team. Right?
Yeah, bro.
I can't forget Chris and Kev. You know what I mean? So
no, man. Those guys. If you think I'm instrumental, man, you should know what those guys do for me, bro. For the page, bro. Like without them, I'm not here, bro. For real, for real. Like, so no, it's an honor to be here, and I'm ready to share whatever you guys want to know. You know, I'm here. I'm here for it.
Because it's a different perspective, right? Because I think when a lot of people come to you guys for videos, for mixtape, for content and stuff like that, right? But
bro, you should see the DMs.
so I actually want to know, how did everything start and where do you get the idea to start the brand?
All right. So I used to playing ball in high school, but you know when it's not like high level, like I guess like the times that I was still playing and Kevin was coaching, like if you weren't a like if you weren't like if you were in a big, like they didn't do those big guards things yet, you know, like you're 6 foot, you're a big, you know, and me being Filipino, right?
I was 6'3".
Big?
I was 6'3". I was a big in college, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
So going into college, I ended up going to a Huntsig because they had my program, and I tried out. And in that gym, I swear there was like 100 dudes. Like Wawa's tryouts were nasty, bro. After 50 minutes, 50 of them are gone. I swear. And I end up being last cut. So he put me the 15 guy red shirt, and he was like, "You're gonna learn how to be a one." You know, I never played one in my life. I'm left-handed. I couldn't dribble with my right hand for shit. And basically after that first redshirt season, I hurt myself during the summer, like just during the summer, and Wawa signed 3 guards and 1 big. So
because we gotta keep it moving. Gotta keep it
moving, you know. And it's like, and in retrospect, when I think about it, like those guys were tough, you know. Chico Zarikam right now. René Daugus, he's a assistant coach at Huntsic D2 now. Josué Dantis, this guy had a strap, man.
Lefty, eh?
Lefty,
cash.
And Akim Deriska also on the coaching staff of D2. So those are like major pieces from the whole, like, I guess you could call it a Huntsic, like the arc of getting back into D1. So I get cut in the second year, but you know, being 17-year-old in college, like you just want to feel a part of something, right? So I told Wa, like, I'll do the tape, because as you know, Division 2 is the most neglected thing in
neglected. I played D2. I know the vibes. You know, I played at Vanier, so I know the vibes.
Neglected. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to be a part of something and like help out my brothers, you know? So for 1 whole year, I did the tape. So I did the tape. I was doing the stats through division for a Huntsic Division 2. And that year we ended up winning regionals, and a couple guys needed mixtapes. So Wawa was like, hey, do you think you can make a video for this person, this person, this person? I'm like, yeah, sure. But mind you, I was using iMovie. It was a little camcorder on the side.
Yeah.
And I made my first video. The first video on JayBasketball TV on the YouTube is Laurier Dagneau. Do you remember him? He's a
Laurier.
he's
Yeah. He was
the
the one with the sleeve.
with the sleeve.
Hey, listen, I had never seen somebody with a sleeve like in college like that. I never seen.
Yeah.
Marie-Vic, right?
Bro.
He was
no,
he went at Marie-Vic
yeah,
first.
and then he reached.
I played him.
Yo, that guy had a strap, bro.
Strap.
That guy had a strap.
Yeah.
I swear. And so I made him a video, and I remember we were at a summer tournament, and they were like, "Yo, post it," and I was like, "I don't have a name. Like, I need to make the YouTube," and it was Usama Madhouni, our Arab big lefty as well. We had a bunch of lefties on that team when I think about it. And he looked at me and goes, "Yo, JayBasketball TV," and I was like, "All right." So I made the page, and that summer, Last Chance U came out, the first one, the football one, and I was watching it, and I was like, "Oh, we can do this at a Hunsick. We can do this." So I came to Wawa. I told him my idea. I told him I just need a camera. He helped me pay the camera, and we started the episodes. So we start the episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think it's around episode 9. That's when Kevin came in, and he said, "I like you. You're my little brother's best friend, but your shit is whack. Like, you got to stop making it like this. You should start using Adobe. Start using Premiere Pro." So Kevin hops on and he starts helping out. You know, he's like, he was more in the background, and then he started to film, and then we were 2. So we were 2. We finished the season together, and then I was supposed to actually work with Hoops on the Rise. Like, I was supposed to just ditch JayBasketball, and me, Russell, and the people who were involved at the time, we would talk.
Russ,
and I agreed.
Kareem,
yeah,
Joe.
Russ, Kareem, Joe. No, Joe wasn't there yet. Joe's like
there.
Joe's later on. But at the end, 1 week passed, 2 week passed, 3 week passed, and I was like, you know what, like, not to hey, but I can't wait. You know, like, summer basketball, like, Babe is next week. I need to find a team, right? And do you know Jill from Brookwood?
Of course. OG. Of course.
OG.
Smart dogs.
So, OG actually plays in the Filipino League with me.
Yep.
And he hit a freaking game winner on our team. And we had a team, a bunch of young guys. And game winner, 30-plus team, we lose. And he's like, "Yo, come film my team." And I'm like, "But you guys are with Hoops." He's like, "They're not going to film us. Like, we're U16. And back then, if you remember, the only, I want to say, like, serious teams, or the teams that would travel, like, to the States, were the 15s and the 17s.
Brookwood Elite?
Yeah, the 16s were like, quand t'es au secondaire 5, mais t'es trop vieux pour U15, mais t'es pas assez bon pour le U17.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it was like Daniel Jules, Jordan Famon, Sultan. Who else was on that team? Brian from La Salle. No, we had a team, you know, and it was a fun story. And in the middle of the summer, Nelson gave me a call and was like, "Hey, like, we're looking for someone to take over for the social media, like come through," you know? So I had a meeting with Nelson, and we worked the whole summer. We finished the summer together, but I needed help. And my cousin, Chris, was getting into videos. So he hopped on. And then from there, it was like some ups and downs and trying to figure it out. But the turning point when everything meshed together was the Sun Youth Holiday Classic 2018. Because we camped that shit. Like, we sat there and filmed literally every game and made that big recap on YouTube. And from there, it was just the 3 of us from there, you know? Like, it's always been the 3 of us. And, like, sometimes one of us is more present and one of us is less present, but the machine still rolls because everyone, like, sort of plays their part, you know? Obviously, the best moments is when we're all working together. But, like, when someone is not 100%, the other 2 will cover, you know, and vice versa. So I was like that. It was just like, it started off as fun, you know, because I guess I'm a guy, like, I like to capture moments. Like, you should see my camera roll. I have like 10,000 pictures in my camera roll because it's moments, you know. But I also wanted to show that there's some games in D2, and there's some games,
There's some
bro.
games in D2. Yeah.
There's some games. Back then, I remember the gyms would be more packed than some D1 games. Like like Unsik
Y'all
Momo,
built
that's
a Hunsik
yo.
Momo was like, there's never been like, it's hard to get 1,000 people to a D1 game. It's hard to get 1,000 people into a university game. So you're talking about a D2 games, and you guys helped start that culture, that rivalry. Yo, you guys would literally like. So me from the outside, because I was at Vanier, right, coaching, right. So me from the outside, I'm looking at this and I'm like, yo, like the 3 games you guys would literally play one time in the first half of the semester, one time in the second half of the semester, and it's
one time in the finals.
Yo,
no, it was
packed.
crazy, bro. Packed. And like, let's say like there was one year the finals was in Heritage, bro. That gym was packed.
Yep. That gym was packed. People traveled to go. Yeah.
Holy. I remember we warmed up to that Tizo song, and they knew it was over. You were there for that? They were warming up to that Tizo song?
I was sitting on the sideline. So if you check back on your camera roll, you'll see that I was sitting on the side.
The squad is there too, like CJ, Malik, Walter.
Everybody was there.
Bro, no, yo, people traveled. So yeah, like it's just been crazy. Like, and now it's more like, yeah, there's some college games, but you should watch these kids, man. These kids are actually tough. Like Parkex Page, that was one of the first games outside of a Hunsik that I filmed at Parkex when Page upset them, and Parkex had like Jamil Telford, who else was on that team? Milan was on that team. And that was a big upset, like in their house, and they won by like a game winner at the end, I think, like with like 15 seconds left. So it was just like, yo, there's so many beautiful moments.
It's crazy because like,
bro.
Now I'm looking back at your page, and like I remember watching, and I encourage people to go watch the Maintenant ou Jamais, like the playlist, the Hunsik playlist, right? Literally we had was it 14 episodes?
I think got up to 18. There was like a
18.
secret episode. Yeah.
So it was like 18 episodes, but I encourage people to go see, like, because people love the process. But now you're looking at your page and you're like, 2,000 subs on YouTube, like over 2,000 subs on YouTube, and just thinking about it. And you're the one that made me really understand that, we got to do it for the kids. And I remember you calling me out and just telling me, yo, like, you got to make sure you keep the kids in mind. And then that really hit me, because a lot of times when we get older, we tend to want to impress our peers a lot. You know what I mean? Like your peers and whatnot. But then what ends up happening is you start acting out of character, because you're trying so hard in a way to impress that you do a lot of things that are not natural. So from that conversation I had with you, I remember the first thing that I started understanding was I got to inspire the kids, number one. So that's literally what my brand's about now. Inspire the kids, the younger guys, give them hope, right? And the older generation, make sure that you listen and take their advice, because in a way, the older generation is living vicariously through you. Everything in the middle, it's influenceable, because we all have our different ideology, different perspective, and all that kind of stuff. So when you start telling me about the kids and all that stuff, that really opened up my eyes. So why and how did you get to that realization?
The 40 kids thing, because the buzz, JayBasketball, like the brand was never to make money. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I really don't. I think I could make money. I think that, like, us as a team, like, if we really, really wanted to, we could just do this full time, and this would work, But at the end of the day, there's nothing like, there's no price. Like, there's no price, Like, I remember, like, just this season, Page Parkex Bantam. First of all, on the coldest day of the year, it was like minus 37, ressenti moins 42, bro. End of the first quarter, Mikey Larosière hits like a walk-off like 3 and walks to the bench, cold as fuck, And I posted it during the game, And I was like, oh, I'm gonna show him at the end of the game, And then Parkex comes back and he hits this one-legged game winner, like 3 and the crowd goes crazy, and we post it right away, you know, like 5 minutes after the game. And to see the look on his face, he was so happy. He was like, he's the voice actually. That kid is actually the voice when you go on the YouTube.
Shout
There's
out
three voices.
JayBasketball TV.
Yeah, there's three
Ah,
voices. There's Chico. Chico's the first voice. The second voice is Will Gens. And the third voice, that baby voice, is this little kid that just hit a game winner. You know what I mean? And he was so happy. This kid's been repping us forever. Like, why should I rep him? And a lot of kids too. Like more times than not, like we'll go for free. You know, it's a good game. We know who's playing. We'll go. This shit is fun. You know, I don't care. What's gas money? Gas is gonna come back eventually. Money is gonna come back eventually. Like, I'll show up, you know, or Chris will show up. That's one of Chris's strong suits. If Chris likes a game, like Chris knows who's playing, he doesn't care if it's at Il Perot, Brookwood, Page. You know, he's hopping in the car. He's gonna work, and that shit's gonna be out tomorrow or the day after. You know what I mean? Just because we know it's for the kids. Like, we know obviously when there's money involved, you're more inclined to do something. Like, hey, if you have a job and you're paid $15 an hour, or you have a job and you're paid $35 an hour, obviously you're going to try harder in the job where you're paid more, right? But there's nothing more rewarding than that, and knowing that you're contributing to something bigger. Like, it's we're contributing to Montreal basketball. Like, it's such a small market, but it's so broad at the same time. So it's just like, yo, for the people and for the kids, always, 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 always. You know?
I'm telling you, that conversation inspired me so much. And like, you're looking at our page, right? You're looking at me getting the opportunity to bring in guys like Jalen Chopra, guys like Cordell Diaz, right? Our Montreal kids, giving them an opportunity to be on that kind of platform. You know, that conversation you had with me, it really hit, man. And I think I needed to hear that.
Yeah. Kevin was there too, right? It was at Parkex when we sat down for like 30 minutes after Brookwood lost to whoever.
That was
right?
literally that was the most appreciated convo that I had, because I think I was just so focused on trying to figure stuff out in a new environment. Can't forget of your own. So now even if I got to come back 2 days, I come back on a weekend, I got to go to at least one game. I gotta show up. Like, trust me, showing up is so underrated, man. So and you don't know. You could change somebody's life. You don't know.
Definitely. All it takes is one game. Like, that's like something that I truly believe. Like a quick story. This year, with Brookwood Elite U17, we had a rough start. The first session, I think we go 0-2. We played New York Jayhawks, and then we played. Who did we lose to? We lost to another team, and we were playing Ian Jackson in the third game. Okay, Ian Jackson. I think at the time he was number 2 in the nation, and we're just like, damn, like we're about to get slapped again. But Chris Kumo had a monster game in front of all these coaches. And one of these guys comes up to him. He goes, "What's your name?" He goes, "Chris." Chris shakes his hand and goes, "Your life just changed, you know, off of one game." You know, it's stuff like that, you know. So that's like on the big scale, right at the top. But at the bottom, just showing up and like, wow, he came to watch me. He's here for me, you know, like that spark of motivation, or like, you don't know what's going on in that kid's head, you know, and just to be there you're there for them just by being there. That's like, yo, there's nothing more rewarding, man. I'm telling you.
I feel it, man. Holy. I'm gonna give you the platform because I want you to talk about the Montreal basketball community and talk about the Montreal energy. You know, you hear Lugens talk about it, saying that Montreal is very underdog kind of city with our media people. Shout out to you, shout out to Mags, right? Shout out to
Mags
all
doing
the
it big,
shout out
Game Point,
all
of that, bro.
Shout out Anthony, Game Point, yep. And then you're talking about our coaches and you're talking about our players, right? Very underdog, because it's like, the reality is we don't have the resources that Ontario has when it comes to them, you know? But it's like when some people come to Montreal, they feel the energy. Talk about the energy that you get the chance to experience when you film these games.
Man, it's like, okay, so first of all, I don't know if it's like this for Chris and Kev, but when I walk into the gym and they're warming up and they look at you, they just start warming up harder, first of all, okay? Like, yo, they could be doing 2 lines. They'll be doing 2 lines. You take out the camera, all of a sudden they could all windmill. Like, what's going on? Like, everyone's trying to dunk it now. So they love, like, Montreal loves that there's media now, you know, because back in my time and your time, there was no media. There was the Pioneers. There was Quiche Productions. I don't know
Production.
if Quiche
Shout out
Productions.
Keys. Yep.
There was Alley-Oop TV. Remember Alley-Oop? And then at the start, there was All-Star. At the start of JayBasketball, there was All-Star.
All-Star. Yeah, shout out Danny. That's my dogs.
Yeah, that's my dog. That's my dog.
Oh,
and then now these kids have all this media, right? Like, it's like that. Like, anyone can pick up a camera nowadays. Anyone can film it on your phone, you know? So it's just like that energy. That's always something, like, if we're talking about energy wise, when I walk in the gym and they know, I'm like, oh, okay, like they know, you know? But one thing that I really noticed, like, it is like there is this underdog mentality because the odds are already stacked against us. Like, just resource wise, our schooling is a little messed up, like, compared to everyone else. Like, the way we play basketball is messed up. Like, how many fouls before you guys are in bonus in Ontario?
We play FIBA, so it's the same thing.
Okay,
yeah.
Yo, you can get stuck in games like that. You'll never win a game if you're stuck. You know what I mean? Like, like, whereas these Americans, when we tell them, like, we were with Draymond Green's trainer in South Carolina one night, and he goes, "You guys only get 5 fouls to bonus in high school. You guys can't inbound in the backcourt." And I'm like, he was just like, whoa, and you know, like that, like, just the way basketball is in Quebec, it's already setting us back. You know what I mean? So that underdog mentality is there. Like, it's there. It's like, it's set up. Like, we're set up to lose. You know what I mean? And it's set up, like, I don't want to say this because I don't want to anger people or whatever, but like,
hit it. We're unfiltered.
Until you show me a straight pipeline that works, Quebec to NBA, bro, you got to go to the States or you got to go out of province, right? Like, I'm not saying it didn't work out for Karim Mané. I think it's tough, man. Yo, you jump from Cégep to the league. You know what I mean? That's a big leap. You know what I mean? And on top of that, like, I don't want to speak too much on it. I don't know his resources. I don't know what he had going on his end, but it's tough. There's no direct pipeline. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm not telling the kids to leave. I'm not saying, yo, leave. You know, I'm more saying, like, hey, Quebec, let's do something about this so they don't leave. Because ça c'est la mission des fédérations, right?
Yeah.
Toutes les fédérations, tous les sports québécois, ils ont leur fédération, and the mission is to keep high-level athletes in Quebec and make them shine, right? But they're not doing it justice. They're doing it good for football. You could do Quebec, la NFL, CFL. You could do hockey, NFL, CFL. Yep. Hockey, NHL or CHL. But bro, where do we play? We play U Sports, or we play outside. We play like Canadian U Sports. And if you're him, then maybe you're down in the States. You know what I mean? So it's set up and like that. There's like, vu de tout ça dont je viens de parler, the odds are stacked already against you. So, and what happens when the odds are stacked against you? There's two things. Either you fold or you push. And I know there's a lot of dogs. There's a lot of hidden gems. There's a lot of kids in the gym. There's a lot of coaches who are already underpaid, sacrificing their time. All they want to do is, like, one, make sure these kids get to shine and play to their full potential. And two, for sure, them too, they're doing it for the kids, you know? Because they know the odds are stacked against them, you know? Like, c'est pas genre, oh, qu'est-ce qu'il dit ce boy-là? C'est pas vrai. No, we know. You know what I mean? So it's cool. It's cool to see. And like, I don't know, man. Sometimes when there's the classics, like, yo, Vanier Dawson, big classic, you know, like the energy in those gyms. Brookwood Park X, Laval starting to bring, like, I saw Laval start.
Laval got a little thing, eh? Trust me.
Yeah, Laval got a little thing. I see you guys.
My guy Mono's doing his thing, man. I'm telling you.
Definitely, bro.
Yeah.
I just wish, the one thing I would like, though, I would imagine, I don't know if you were watching when, what's his name? He's on the Lakers now. He won the dunk contest. He was on their G League team. What's his name? The white guy, super athletic. Bro,
Mac McClung.
Mac McClung. So when Michael McClung was on Ball is Life and all that on his come up, bro, they were saying like the whole city would just shut down and they would go watch the game. You know what I mean? And I
Mhm.
would love that. I would love that in Montreal, but I don't know for what, because sometimes it's like, damn, do we have the level for this? Because bro, sometimes you go out of province and get slapped. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
Yes. Yes.
so I
Yes.
think all in all, I believe that one day it won't be a question of underdog energy in Montreal, and
Mhm.
Montreal will be a basketball city. And like, I hope that myself, my team, all the media, everyone involved in this Montreal basketball community, like, is going for that. Like, that's what we're all working towards,
I agree.
because there's a ton of basketball here, and it's amazing. And it's just an honor to be a part of it and to like to capture these moments. You know?
Absolutely. And it's like, even for me, like I'm in a different province, but like I don't think people understand that in the back of your mind, because I'm from somewhere, like all I'm thinking about is how I could make where I'm from better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's the reason why I keep coming back. And that's the reason why I keep going to these games. I keep going to and like when I'm back in the city, when kids ask me to work out, kids ask me to come watch my game, I'm pulling up.
Pull up, yeah, for sure, for
Coming to
sure.
watch the game. I'm talking with parents and all that kind of stuff. So there's definitely a lot. But again, the traveling from here, what I'm trying to do is bring what I learned here and try to bring it back there, and keep sharing that knowledge. But you get the opportunity to travel so much,
Oh,
and
bro, it's gross.
and you're doing, but then you're doing Quebec, Ontario, and the US, right? So like,
Yeah.
talk to me about some differences or some things that you're seeing from the Quebec basketball scene. How is it different in
Mhm.
Ontario, and how is it different in the US?
I think the biggest thing, and I truly believe this. I feel like, let's say you're a hooper, okay, in Quebec, and you don't make it. C'est chill. You know what I mean? You'll have a good, like, if you're a serious guy, you'll have a good life, finish your school, get a job, still be involved in basketball somehow, trainer, coach, or whatever, you know? But I feel like in Ontario and more in the States, basketball is a means to get out, to make it, you know? So they're going
Mm.
110% no matter what. You know what I mean? And I feel like that dog mentality that they have, sometimes we lack here, you know? Like, and you see it all the time. You see it all the time. The best example is like, tu sais, l'exemple, tu as une équipe super, super bonne, puis tu
Mhm.
sais l'équipe est pas bonne,
Yeah,
mais
okay.
tu vas jouer au niveau de cette équipe-là. You know what I mean? And then it's a game until it's not a game type of thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like they don't have that in the States, or we don't have that in Ontario. Yo, you guys play at the level, pedal to the metal, and you guys step, you know,
I'm
until
even
it's just
Yeah, I'm even gonna add something, and you could continue.
yeah.
Remember what you're about to say. I'm even gonna add this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like something that's very in perspective, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
there are, like, if you look at the state of California,
Mm-hmm.
okay, there are more people in the state of California than there are in all of Canada,
Yep.
right? So think about this. So if California was to make a tryout and make the best team out of California, that would probably potentially beat a team that we choose every single best Canadian. Potentially more
Absolutely.
players. Like, just if you think about just normal numbers, there's just naturally more players,
Mm-hmm.
right? But yeah, what were you could continue. What were you saying? Like, that's smart.
Yeah, man. Honestly, bro, I tried to remember what I wanted to say, but no, that's so true. There's like there's a lot of hoopers, you know what I mean, on all sorts of levels. Like I feel like in Quebec, it's like it's niche. It's not even the first like c'est pas le sport numéro un du Québec,
It's
right?
not the number one
I
sport.
think
You're
we're
right.
third. I think we're third. I think it goes either football, hockey, football, and then basketball. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna blow your mind. It's actually hockey then lacrosse.
Oh yeah, hockey, lacrosse. So we're like fourth.
Hockey, lacrosse, and then I think it's like soccer and then basketball.
No way. I would like to say football. I feel like Quebec puts a lot of money in football.
Yeah,
You
they
know?
they do,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Programs.
specific programs. Yeah,
Yeah.
but if you look at lacrosse, all of BC, if you go to BC,
Hmm.
most people play
Yeah.
lacrosse.
Oh yeah. Damn. The more learn something every day, huh?
I'm telling you.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it's just like So yeah, like the it feels like it's small. You know what I mean? It's
Yes. Yes.
like just like if I take like this weird example right now, JayBasketball, we're on 9,500 like followers. You know, I feel like everyone that would play basketball in Montreal follows already. You know, like
Mm,
I would say like maybe 85%. like 80%. You know what I mean? And there's like that 20% that's like either they're new, you know, so there's like those random kids that finally have Instagram and like, oh, I'm on Instagram now, or it's like the people I missed. So like the
Yeah.
people after my time, you know what before my time, sorry. So it's just like the numbers is huge, man. Like you could have a really good team like in any other state, like the city of New York, for example, bro. They had like three teams from New York that were in Adidas, 3SSB, like the highest level. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
So it's
Crazy.
just like, and they compete. You know what I mean? They compete. So it's just like, I would love that for Montreal, but you know how it is here, man.
Yeah, it's a bit
Politics and
tough
all
on
that.
the polys is
This is like
crazy.
one thing I don't want to get into
The
because
polys is crazy.
I have my side and I
Yeah.
rep my side, but I don't want to
Mhm.
talk down on any other program because at the end of the day, as long as the program truly believes that what they're doing is for the best interest of the kid, then I have no issue with that. You know, until you're
Yeah.
taking advantage of kids, making money on their head, and like giving them fake promises, then that's when we have a problem. But from what I know and what I would like to believe, every program believes they're doing like what's best for the kids. So fine.
Agreed.
But I have my side. I know who I rep. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
so yeah. So
absolutely. So tell me, if you were to tell me one thing that from somebody that has the camera and that coaches may not pay attention to, right? What is one thing that you see that you think most coaches don't see?
the sound when they dribble the ball.
Okay.
You could tell by just the sound. Like this is something Kevin taught me actually, because Kevin's a coach and he does the camera. So when he films, he could tell if the guard is good just by when we rewatch the tape. What does the ball sound like when he's dribbling the ball? And it's like you could tell when the ball is on the string or when the guy is faking it. You know what I mean? It's really interesting. I'd have to like
Damn.
off camera. I'll show you a clip of two
Please.
guards, but nah, it's like you could hear it. You could hear like okay, like I have so much tape of Anthony Maxwell dribbling the ball, and I'm like, yeah, that's what it should sound like. You know what I mean? Versus XYZ player that we say is a guard and that is super good, and I
Yeah.
listen to the ball and I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, sorry, it's not it. You know what I mean? So
Oh
that's
man.
and another thing too, like a weird thing, yo, do you ever look at your players like, you know, we talk about body language, bro? I see it all the time, but I see like
Oh
the weird stuff. So it's like, let's say the camera's like here, so you see this premier plan, tu vois moi, but you
yeah.
sometimes see the stuff in the back and you see the body language, and you're like, okay, this guy's having a bad game, or okay, this guy's like not having it right now. Or you see the bench sometimes, like, yo, body language like is wild. Like Coach K films all the practices when he was at like I heard this story. Coach K films all the practices and he would get on his players' ass for body language because like I guess you do see it, but like I see it all the time. I see it all. I filmed the game today actually, and I know how to bad game just off their body language. Like I don't know their names yet because it's like a new team that we're
Yeah.
following this year. But I'm like, yeah, this guy's gonna have a bad game. Like this guy's gonna have a bad game. Like
That's
straight away
so
from when I'm filming.
that's so
Yeah,
interesting,
bro.
man. Holy. Jay, man, like you've done so much for the basketball community. Like it's crazy, you know. I encourage people to go watch the quarantine project. That video,
Respect.
that video, it was so interesting. It was so interesting to see you go through stuff because
Yeah.
I think a lot of times like people see you because the beauty of what you do, Jay, and I want to say this in front of everybody. I have so much respect for what you, Chris and Kev are doing because you guys show up, right? You guys show up so much, but a lot of times people don't know that you may be going through stuff on your own. So
Yeah,
I have
bro.
so much respect for you guys for showing up, but I have so much respect for you for actually deciding and knowing when you need to take a break. So
Yeah, no, it's like call your own subs type of thing, you know? And we kind of know. Like we kind of know. Like within our group chat, we just kind of know. And I'm like, okay, well, it's okay. I'll go to the game. Like, don't worry, you know? But you want to hear a petty thing about a quarantine project?
hit me.
So I had an ex-girlfriend that
Yeah.
I want to say she believed in me, but this was in the beginnings, you know? And I felt like she wasn't supportive, and we had broken up, you know, we had broken up. And I worked so hard on that video because I wanted to post it on her birthday. So it overshadows all her birthday posts. And it did. You know what I mean? Like that went viral on the first day. That went viral. But I was going through it. And that's why I made that video. You know what I mean? Genre, yeah, like I feel sad, I feel some type of way. I'm gonna put this energy into my art. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little like there's a lot of little secrets. Like I do go through it, Kevin goes through it, Chris goes through it, and there's like I'm not gonna tell you, maybe off camera I can tell you a couple
Yeah,
of
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
but
yeah.
there's a lot of more times there's like, yo, when you're going through it, like Kevin makes this joke all the time. He's like, when Jeremy's heartbroken, he makes the best videos. And
Yo,
it's true. It's true. Like when I'm going through it, the video is gonna be a banger, but there's probably gonna have a space because I need to go through it a bit, you know, like and I encourage like whoever's listening, like, yo, if you're going through it, don't be afraid to go through it, you know, because dis-toi que some people never go through it and they never get to feel, you know. So when you feel and then use it as fuel. You know what I mean? So
lessons
it's
from
trust,
Jay,
man.
man. Holy.
Made bangers off of heartbreaks and like second cup 24 heures sur Côte Neige.
Oh my God.
Or Concordia Library, I had a fake ID, you know, like yo,
Yeah.
24 hours. Oh man. So
Holy. We've been
but
through it,
yo,
man.
yeah, but hoopers go through it and you could tell it in their game.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell. I
Yeah.
could tell. And I feel like good coaches can tell, you know, like, okay, what's going on? You know, they'll call a timeout, pull them to the end of the bench,
Absolutely.
and like, yo, what's going on? You know, but I feel like hoopers go through it and it's just like there's a lot of, I want to say, toxic masculinity around basketball still. So it's just like no one ever teaches a hooper to talk about their feelings or how they feel or who they can go to unless there are the resources for that. Like more and more, there's like mental health coaches on sports teams, but hoopers don't know. And if any hoopers listening, I want them to know like, yo, it's okay to talk like about whatever you're going through to whoever, someone you trust, like whether it's a coach. Like I had a coach who's like a big brother to me, Makins. When I came back to CVM, like he was like a big bro, you know, and like I told him what was going on, and like he could tell in my game like when I wasn't right, and he knew when to throw me out of practice or tell me not to come. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. So y'all
there's a
get it.
lot of resources, you know. There's not a lot of, we're not given resources, but I feel like that like people are resources because of the goodness in their heart, especially like the community is a bunch of good people. So so yeah, man, like don't be afraid to talk, man.
Jay with the bars, man. Jay,
Yes,
man,
sir.
this was great, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, me too,
Plug in,
bro.
plug
Thank
it,
you, thank you.
plug in the IG, man. Plug in the IG
Yo,
and follow
so
YouTube.
yo, we're 500 away for 10,000 followers on JayBasketball TV. We got some sick content coming out. Like we have the rest of the summer to pull out. We have a new team that we're following that you guys are probably gonna see eventually you guys will probably get it when this video drops or when this podcast drops. But from the bottom of my heart, first I want to thank Coach O for having me here. I want to take the guys, Chris, Kev, and we got some new guys coming in. You know, we got some new guys coming in, but Chris and Kev, I wouldn't be here without them. Like I hold myself accountable. I know sometimes I don't mention them, and like it's called JayBasketball, so I'm the face, right? But what's a face without a body? You know what I mean?
Shout out Chris
So
and Kev.
and without them, without my right and left arm, bro, I wouldn't be able to hold a camera. You know, so big shout outs to Chris and Kev, like they're family to me. And also big shout out to Brooklyn Elite. They took care of me. That's a crazy summer. Like all this content that you guys get to see, that's because of Brooklyn Elite. They take me everywhere. They take care of me. So, and big shout out to anyone who thinks they can make it. And if you keep believing, bro, just gotta keep believing. And who knows? Who freaking knows, man? You know?
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
That's my guy, man. Jay,
That's my guy.
super happy about everything that you're doing. Keep it up. You know me, I'm always following. I love always checking in with you when I come back, and I'll be seeing you in a couple of weeks, man. We gotta come. We're coming down for a tournament. You know what I mean? So hey,
which one?
we gotta tell you all that. No. But
okay.
we're probably. I'll tell you off air.
Okay,
man.
Okay.
Appreciate
right,
you, my
bro.
guy, and you
Peace,
keep it up.
Bro. Yeah,
all right, shout out Jay. Shout out
bro.
Basketball TV, man.
Shout out, man. Thank you.
All right.
Ciao.